Hey there, this is Pastor Mike, and this is Perkstream for October 19th, 2022. Let's get salty. Hey, this is Pastor Mike. Thanks for joining me here in Perkstream. I hope that you're staying kind of warm in our cool weather as we move into the full feeling of fall. I just got off the phone with somebody, and they were expressing a lament, the disappointment that they heard that yet another family is leaving Perk. And of course, that leads to frustration and this feeling that, you know, these people said they were for us, but they're not here anymore. And we feel this frustration. And the question is, how do we combat that frustration? What do we do? What do we say in these circumstances? And what does it have to do with salt? Well, let me talk about salt for a moment, because Jesus has something to say about salt in Mark chapter 9. He ends one of his teaching times. He says in Mark chapter 9, have salt among yourselves and be at peace with each other. And as I began to think about what does it mean for us to have salt, and what does it mean to be at peace, and what does it mean to have grace for each other, which I think are all combined in this idea of have salt in yourselves. Well, salt enhances and preserves. It's two of the characteristics of salt. And most of the time that Jesus is talking about salt, it's something that he compares us to, that we are the salt of the earth. And if we lose our saltiness, if we don't have those characteristics that enhance flavor and preserve, then it's no longer good salt. It has to be thrown out. And when we are being salty, that means that we're working towards preserving, and we're working towards enhancing the life of other people and the body to which we belong. So what happens when somebody says, well, I'm not going to be part of this church anymore. I'm not going to be part of this congregation anymore. I need something else. I want something else. I'm going somewhere else. And the thing that I would take away from that is that we need salt with one another, even those who have left her. We need salt. We need grace. And you may say, well, I don't feel like having grace for them. I don't feel like giving them any of that. And it dawned on me that really one of the reasons that we do need to have salt with each other, why we need to have grace with each other, is simply this. Someday you're going to want somebody to have grace with you because you're going to disappoint them. I've said this before that um, I may have disappointed you, and if you haven't been disappointed by me yet, just get in line. Your time is coming. And I'm going to need grace with you, just like you need to have grace from me when you disappoint me. Now, maybe you don't feel like you've disappointed me, or maybe we've never had that experience with one another, and that's fine. I hope that stays true. But I really think that the thing that we do need is to understand and know that people will disappoint us. And God calls us to have grace and salt and peace among ourselves. So whether people are coming and going, whether things are all the way we want them to be, Jesus directs us to have salt among ourselves and be at peace with each other. Have grace, because someday we're going to disappoint one another. And at the time that you disappoint somebody, you're going to want somebody to show you grace. So let's start practicing showing grace. Let's continue to practice showing grace so that we can receive it when we need it. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me for Perkstream.